Hey everyone, thank you for listening to episode 4 of the Geekus Speakus podcast. This episode is titled E32017 Dad of War. You'll get the joke, it's in the podcast. We are not sponsored this week because we do not chill out to corporate sponsorships. Unless, of course, they offer money, then we shell it hard. Anyway, we would hope you like this episode and enjoy. Hi everyone, this is Dane.
And this is Brian.
And this is Geekus Speakus. Welcome to our show.
Hey, welcome back.
Yeah.
Glad to have you all back. So, what do we have in store today? This is going to be a slightly fancier one. Well, maybe not fancy, but you know what I mean.
Well, in this week, we're going to be covering a bit of news, but most of the episode will be dedicated to the E3 that came out recently. All the stuff.
And that's E3 is the Edmonton Earworm Education Festival, right?
There may be an E3 for that, but not quite. This is the electronic... this is a gaming convention. Specifically, it's the biggest in the United States. And it looks like it was a good year for games. But first off, let's go ahead and tackle the news like we normally do. I thought we would open with, and this is funny, the Picotaro from the song, the internet sensation song "Pen Pineapple Apple Pen" is getting his
I've got
own
a
anime.
pen. I've got an apple. Pineapple. Got a pineapple pen. Got
What?
a pen. I've got an apple. I've got a pineapple apple pen thingy. You know, the dude wears the gaudy gold, sings in broken English. It's this year's the Korean guy, Gangnam Style.
Yeah,
It's this year's Gangnam. It's every year or so we have a crazy foreign song that becomes popular on the interwebs.
yeah.
Be it Gangnam Style, the Numa Numa song, which is actually titled Dragastai Tay, if you didn't know that.
Right.
And just, alright, so, yeah, I heard about that. The title of it is Pikotaro no Rarabai Rarabai.
Which translates to Picotaro's Lullaby Lullaby. Yeah.
That's not a translate, that's just, what's it called when they do that? It's literally, that's how they would say those words.
Yeah.
So it is literally Pikachu's Lullaby Lullaby, but for the Japanese speaker speaking English, it's Rarabai Rarabai. You know, like the hero. And, or like a Super Saiyajin.
Yeah. I thought it was funny, I watched the movie, they call him Super Saiyajin God, though. I was like, oh, that was really Japanese.
Yeah, it's I think it's referred to as Romanji.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, I don't speak Moonspeak.
He will be voicing himself in the anime and apparently every other character.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I'm willing to watch that.
Gonna go ahead and just add that to my Crunchyroll list and call it good.
Hell yeah! I know I'm doing it. All up on that shiz. Bitches.
Go ahead and head for one of the newer announcement. It's I don't know why they keep doing this. Bethesda's new Creation Club. They
yeah.
At E3, they announced that they would bring out the Creation Club, which allows both the content creators, in this case be like Bethesda, and third-party developers to sell their products.
So, for those who don't know, they tried doing this similar kind of thing with Steam not too long ago with Bethesda, that they had pay for DLC, but it was all garbage stuff, like horse armor. Who the fuck wants to pay for horse armor?
Golden
all right.
potato.
I can see my thing with this, with this thing of the pay for DLC, is for some of the large ones I can see it being okay for, But if they have you paying for minor, tiny shit, no, it's not going to work. Like, if it's full conversion mods, that's one thing. Yeah, you know what? If it's a full conversion mod, those take forever. Most of them end up stopping because people can't afford to work on it.
Yeah. Like,
but you know what? If it's like, hey, throw $10 at this guy to finish his full conversion mod and you'll get it, sweet. You know what? It's like a Kickstarter.
yeah.
Which, and
it's good for bigger stuff, but as you said, and when they first tried this, which was like in 2015 through the Steam Workshop, there was a lot of useless things on there. Like, I literally saw a golden potato. That's what they were selling.
Yeah, no, and you can't be doing that in this day and age. But if you want to do like a full conversion, turn the entire game of like, I don't know, all the Elder Scrolls beforehand into, actual full games in Skyrim, that's fine. Go ahead and do that. I'll throw some money towards that.
Yeah. They like talking like More Oblivion or what was it?
Daggerfall and Arena.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see full 3D. It's Daggerfall and Arena.
Oh yeah. I'm with you there. Good.
And maybe if this works out, we can throw something in like that to the Fallout one, and we can get remakes of Fallout 1 and 2.
Agreed.
The best Fallouts.
Good. They can use the engine from Fallout 4, which was pretty decent.
It was decent. I have some complaints about it, but whatevs.
Yeah.
And it's not the engine that I have complaints with. It's the choices that they made. Because the engine's essentially the same engine as like New Vegas and all their other engines, just updated a little bit. They've been using the same engine since like Morrowind.
Yeah, no kidding. Let's see. Then we have to move on to sad news. I normally don't like to talk about sad news when it comes to
I love
podcast.
Give me all the sad news.
Well,
I want to see people cry. Cry for me. Your tears prolong my life. Cry for me.
well, unfortunately,
delicious tears.
Unfortunately, this one does hit a bit of the geek community because the bad news is that as of about 2 weeks ago, Adam West passed away.
Yeah, and it seemed awfully sudden too. Like, oh shit, wait, he died? What? I didn't know he was sick.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
He's doing all kinds of, like, they even did in the latter half of 2016, they did a thing honoring him. He was TV's Batman. He was the 1960s campy but fun Batman. And,
oh yeah, I love the Adam West Batman.
And unfortunately, he passed away. Which
leukemia, was it?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, that's a shame.
In his honor, the city of LA was shining the bat signal on top of a skyscraper, which I thought was nice.
Yeah. That still a shame. I mean, I have heard. Nope, won't speak ill of the dead. I just heard he was kind of a dick in person. Like his celebrity status got really to his head for a while.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's a shame when like these people that you loved watching as a kid or that your parents showed you, and you're like, oh man, yeah, Adam West is totally, that Batman. He is Silver Age Batman, and now he's gone.
Yeah, unfortunately. And, he will be missed. He wasn't the best actor, but he was one of the funnest when watching.
Oh yeah, he was, and also like his roles in like Family Guy and stuff was also really entertaining. And then anytime he shows up in like other series, he usually plays like an old washed up superhero. And I always love that.
Right. Hear me out here. Adam West is dead. So Burt Ward has to come back as a TV Batman.
Oh my god, I want to see Burt Ward as a Nightwing.
There you go. So Batman is gone, Nightwing returns. Burt Ward is Nightwing. All right. I think trailers would be next. Now, as anybody who is a frequenter of our podcast, we normally call this trailer talk. Still not us throwing insults.
Trailer talk? But I mean, we only have one major trailer this time that I can think of.
Yeah.
And that is Black Panther.
Oh, yeah. And it looks great. Just fantastic.
It does look pretty good. Also, Golem and Bilbo have conversations together.
Yes. You're right. Yeah.
They're in a
it's crazy.
far-off land, and they're having conversations together. You know what? If what's his face calls vibranium precious at least once, or
That's.
like even just like the precious vibranium, I will be ecstatic.
Oh yeah, me too. I was like, well, movie sold. I'm done. This is good. Right here.
Yep, rest of it can be crap. I'm done. I'm
Yeah.
good. This A plus. Yep, it was that simple.
Speaking of Lord of the Rings, by the way, Steam is having its summer sale right now, and I got freaking Shadows of Mordor for like $5.
Oh wow, nice.
Yeah, it's kind of fun actually. You play a ranger.
Yeah. There's also the new one that's come out, but we'll take care of that when we talk about the other trailers. If you want a good Lord of the Rings game, I played Lord of the Rings online for the longest time, and that was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. It was different. It was just different enough from other MMOs that made it enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the community was amazing. Even after it went free to play, it still had like a very positive community.
That's good because a lot of the gaming communities, MMOs, are kind of dicks. They're dicks.
They made sure and kept a positive community of, and it was good. That one and then the Battle for Middle Earth games are also really good. They're really solid RTSs. But yeah, no, I played Lord of the Rings online for the longest time. My main was a captain. I stopped playing when they changed how the skill setup works, so I couldn't do my old setup, and I had to I got annoyed, and I didn't want to have to relearn, so I stopped.
Fair enough.
They made it in.
Go ahead.
They made it into like the standard trait trees that you see in most MMOs,
Yeah.
and I had to focus on a thing, and it's like, no, why are you making me focus? I'm a captain. I'm supposed to be able to be a jack of all trades. Don't make me focus.
Right. Similar to that, I just started playing the Neverwinter Nights MMO. It's okay. I don't know what it is. They just can't make a good Dungeons & Dragons MMO.
The guys who did Lotro also did D&D Online.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Turbine.
Yeah.
Turbine. Yeah.
Yeah, I played Dungeons & Dragons Online. It's okay. I mean, it wasn't the best D&D experience, but there's worse, honestly.
Yeah. So I don't think there's any other trailers that are big right now that we haven't covered already. I mean, a matter of time before, we get another Spider-Man or another, I know we're supposed to be getting, what was it? Avengers soon, another Star Wars one eventually. But we'll probably get those when San Diego Comic-Con hits. So that's probably what they're waiting for, is for that to hit.
I'm looking forward to that too. It's going to be another good convention, which of course we'll be covering on the podcast.
Yep. So let's get into video game trailers with E3, the Electronic Entertainment Expo, that happened a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Go ahead and which one do you want to talk about?
You know what? Let's go through this in the order we have.
All right. The first one on our list was Anthem. Which
I'm not. It looks like Destiny, and that trailer was kind of bad and very, very, it was pretty, it's showing what you can do, but, the voiceovers on there are like, nobody talks like that. Stop that. But it looks like Destiny, and I'm not a fan of Destiny, so...
I'm liking the prospect of it, because this is one of the few times you have, the game is based around power armor, and it makes some sense. They go into it and it's airtight, so they were able to go into the water, as they showed in the E3 trailer, and they flew around. And it'll be one of the few games that actually has jetpacks in it, which is always the funnest thing to use in concept.
It also looks like it's super focused on multiplayer, and I'm not big on multiplayer, so
I'll give you
I'm
that.
probably gonna pass. I'm probably gonna pass that one.
I'm gonna give it a bit. If it's less about multiplayer and more about single player, then yeah, I'm gonna go for it. But if it's mostly about multiplayer, like a lot of the first-person shooter games we're getting nowadays, I'm gonna pass on that.
Yeah, true. Oh well.
Yep.
I know some people who might like it because it does look like BioWare's take on Destiny, and I know people who are huge fans of BioWare games.
Right here.
and who are also huge fans of Destiny. She knows who I'm talking about. If she listens to our thing, I don't know. I told her to listen. But yeah, it's not drawing me in.
It has my attention, but until its release date, I'm not going to worry about it, honestly. Because
Yeah.
the next game we're going to talk about, I am looking forward to. It looks kind of fun, and that's the Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man.
Oh, you mean
game.
Arkham Spider?
Yeah. See, you thought that too. It looked like
Yeah.
Batman Arkham Asylum, but with Spider-Man.
And those Arkham Asylum games are fun. I wish in the trailer Spider-Man was a little more quippy. They always don't.
Yeah.
They never make Spider-Man quippy enough. Like there should just be an entire button dedicated to Spider-Man making jokes. Like I don't know, throw it on the D-pad or something, where you hit like up on the D-pad and he'll say like a joke, and depending on like, it'll change context depending on what you're doing. Like if you're just standing, he'll have like a set once to say, but if you like just web somebody up, he'll like say something web related, or if he like dodges real quick, he'll say something like, "Oh, can't hit me." You know, you should have like a dedicated button to make quips.
Yeah. It's funny too because on that note, they a few years made a Deadpool game. You know, Deadpool being all the rage
that one,
nowadays.
like it wasn't great, but it wasn't bad either. It was actually kind of fun.
It was funny because they tried to keep like the narration and the talking going to fit with the Deadpool character, you know, with like Cap talking in his head and everything. They kept that up, and I was like, well, those two bounce off each other a lot, even though Spider-Man hates Deadpool. Those two bounce off each other a lot, so it's weird that in the game, albeit this is Naughty Dog's first attempt at a hero game, you're right, he doesn't quip enough. I don't know, maybe we'll run into that more whenever we play the game, but just from what I've seen, he doesn't talk much, which...
Hey, modders, if that game comes out and there's no quip button, you know what to do.
Come on, modding community, we need you.
I will pay you.
We will pay somebody to just throw in quips. After that, let's go on to the next trailer. It's Assassin's Creed Origins. Now,
it looks like any other Assassin's Creed game.
Yeah. Like,
and I mean, the last really good one was the pirate one, and that one was barely Assassin's Creed-y.
That one was, how to put it, I have always wanted a good pirate game, so that filled that void, but it didn't really feel like an Assassin's Creed game.
But yeah, it looks alright. I'm a little weirded out about how the hell does an ancient Egyptian control arrows? Like, your bow makes your arrows into, like, remote control missiles. Do you notice that?
No, but now that you mention it, I think about it, yeah.
Yeah, in the trailer, he pulls the arrow out, and you can control it. I'll see how it goes. I mean, the Assassin's Creed stuff is interesting. I like their take on things. I do want more games where you're on the Templar side, though.
That'd be interesting. I'm a bit behind in this series for a lot of reasons, but
do you mind spoilers on it?
Go for it. It's gonna take me forever to catch up with those games.
So,
spoiler
it
alerts.
turns out that spoiler alerts on the Assassin's Creed series. From what I understand, it turns out that the Assassins and the Templar are basically the same group.
Huh.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yep. They are more or less the same group that has been like kind of split a little bit, but yeah, they're essentially the same group.
Well, I didn't see that coming.
Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping that this Origin thing will show, like, maybe the Origins will show the split, like how it became, how their group split up the way it did.
Yeah, it would be good to know. I'm like 4 or 5 games behind at this point. The last one I played was Black Flag, so, but it's good to see that they're going back. They're going way back. But
yeah.
Am I the only one to see maybe Desmond's dad in the 60s doing this shit?
Oh, that'd be cool.
Right?
But yeah, it looks alright. I'll probably take a look at it when it comes out. As I said, the good one was the pirate one. And speaking of pirates, I'm going to keep down the list a little bit. Skull and Bones.
That game looks okay. It was only a trailer, so it wasn't a gameplay.
It was only a trailer. There was some gameplay stuff that you can get to watch, but it was only multiplayer, and it does look fun because
Oh
it
yeah.
looks like you and your friends can all be on the same pirate ship, doing different jobs on the pirate ship. So a little bit Guns of Icarus, but you can also disembark and go on adventures together. So like, say like, oh, like you might be the unlucky guy who has to stay on the boat and defend it. Or you can be on the team who's going on the island to dig up treasure, or you're part of the boarding party. And like it looks like one of those games that if you get a bunch of people together, it could be really fun.
Oh yeah. I mean, back in the early days of gaming, and I feel like I'm dating myself a bit, that would have been the type of game you would LAN party for.
Oh yeah, totally.
Back when everyone had to put all their computers in one room, and I think I know. I think you know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, no, I used to do LAN parties all the time.
Well, let's see.
I also did them back in the day with the first Xbox, when everyone, pops open the everyone connects their TV, everyone brings a TV and an Xbox, and then you're playing like as many people as you can together, and those are always fun because you can connect those up pretty easy.
Halo.
Halo, man, Halo. But yeah, Skull and Bones, I see some potential from. It's still an early trailer, so don't know too much, but it does have potential. All right, let's go back up to the list. What's the next one?
Dishonored. Death of
let's
the
keep
Outsider.
I was gonna say let's keep it on the old timey stuff. Yeah. It doesn't really tell me much with this one. It's just a reveal trailer.
Yeah.
It's if it's like the first Dishonored, it could be fun. I was a little disappointed because they like made it out to like you can solve these problems all this way, and it wasn't.
Right.
You had two choices, stealth or kill, and it's like, all right, well, okay.
To kill or not to kill was pretty much the first game.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that.
Go ahead.
Sorry, keep going.
I would say the second game was pretty good. Actually, that character that they see walking through there, with like the robotic arm, she was somebody who helped you out in the second game.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. She was actually part of the team that, and spoiler alerts again, that helped kill the Empress in the first game. She was part of the original team.
Okay. Huh.
She doesn't reveal that to you until the end of the game. So.
Okay.
And this time around, in this game, it looks like you're going to be playing her, or possibly the original assassin from Dishonored, the one who killed the Empress, in order to kill the outsider, who is basically their version of a god. So
yeah.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah, no, it looks alright. It looks again. A lot of these trailers are still first reveals, so we don't know too much about them. Just kind of making guesses. Looks like the next one we have here, if we're gonna keep this kind of thing, is Dad of War.
Did you just say Dad of War?
I did say Dad of War.
I mean,
so now Kratos is done killing all the Greek gods. He has to go off and kill all the Nordic gods. And what I'm waiting to happen is he ends up in like the Norse area, and he's like, "I'm the god of war," and they look at him and go, "So what? There's like 5 of you."
Yeah. Welcome to the group.
We've got like 5 gods of war. No whoop. Big deal. Whatever.
That's our everyday. I don't know what makes you special.
Ooh, you killed a bunch of their gods? Yeah, welcome to the club.
Yeah.
Now shut the fuck up, murder someone, and grab some booze.
I'm honestly wondering how they're gonna do this too, because I don't think Kratos would have a problem with the Norse gods if he followed the first 3 games. But I will say what I liked about it. Yeah. And what I liked about this one is, it's an older Kratos this time.
Oh yeah, he's got the beard. Instead of the chains of chaos, the blades of chaos, or the blades of order, or whatever they were called at the end, where they're on the chains, it looks like he has one giant axe that teleports.
Which is awesome. Sorry.
That is pretty cool.
I played the first 2 games when they came out. So much fun. I will say, though, that it feels like the game has matured a bit, and I say that because he seems very somber, or maybe it's just a part of me that wants to kick my 15-year-old 15-year-old ass for liking those games and how utterly violent they were. Just
Oh yeah.
horrendously.
Well, they were. That was the fun of them, was how violent they were.
Oh yeah.
Their overtop violence was half the fun. Let's see, with those, yeah, no, it looks all right. I hope that your son character isn't too much of a burden, because it looks like you're gonna be hanging out with him most of the game.
Yeah.
And we all know that escort missions are never fun.
Yeah, there are a few exceptions to this, but early 2000s.
Last of Us had good.
Yeah, there was
So
I can't remember the name. But it was like a sci-fi version of Odyssey to the West. Enslaved. Enslaved had a pretty good escort, because the entire thing was basically an escort mission. But
yeah,
she actually was useful and didn't really get in the way and walked in front of the enemies, which was always nice.
dude, that'd be cool.
So
I'm just hoping he'll be, and it looks like you can play as the son for a little bit. So I'm wondering if the son will play different. Maybe he'll be more stealthy, and it looks like he has a bow.
yeah, and I think it's going to be interesting is that at the end of the trailer, he comes across the World Eater. Well, not the World Eater. He comes across...
Oh yeah, Jormungandr.
Yeah. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. But yeah, it's the snake that will swallow the moon and cause Ragnarok.
No, the snake doesn't swallow the moon. One of the wolves does. There's a wolf chasing the moon and the sun, and when Ragnarok comes, they will swallow each of the two wolves. I don't remember the names off the top of my head. Will swallow the moon and the sun. Jormungandr will heave himself out of the water, causing earthquakes and tidal waves around the world. Fenrir will break from his chains, and Hel's army of the dead will come rising from the ground. The giants will bring their armies, and Jormungandr will, while simultaneously getting killed by Thor, will also kill Thor. Fenrir will swallow Odin whole. Tyr will kill Fenrir. People will fight. Everyone will die. The only things that will survive are a squirrel named Ratatoskr, and one god and 2 humans in a tree.
And that's your history lessons.
It's Scandinavian ancestry. I got some interest in it, so.
Yeah, so do I. So shame on me for getting that wrong. I also have a friend who's kind of an Odinist, so like I said, shame on me for getting it wrong. But yeah, and the game looks fun. I'm looking forward to the teleporting axe.
Yeah. And there's so many cool weapons in the Norse mythology that it'll be really cool. Like if they can bring some things in there, like maybe on Assassin's Creed after maybe you'll get oh shoot. What's a good one? Gungnir. Maybe you can get the use of Gungnir, Odin's spear or something. Or
I'm just saying Mjolnir. I mean, that'd be pretty big.
Awesome. Well, Mjolnir is tricky to use. Maybe Mjolnir. Mjolnir isn't as tricky to use as the Marvel one is.
Yeah. But
it's still like a super heavy hammer that is awkward to use.
But no, it's good. Looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and head out for the next one. Now, this game has been nearly 15 years in the making, and I'm saying this because I found it on Steam. It's
I'll let you keep going. I've got some bit of bad news with this one, so.
All right. It's Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Yeah, all we got right now is basically a tech demo.
Yeah.
Which means this game may not come out for another 10 years.
Yeah.
So people who are getting their hopes up, I'm sorry, but I'm going to do one of my favorite things to do and crush those hopes. Because, yeah, the first Beyond Good and Evil was fun. And you got the whole thing where you can, take pictures, which I wish they would implement more in this one. But all we have now is a tech demo. And, yeah. If you're going to get your hopes up from a tech demo, I'm sorry, but StarCraft Ghost and 1313, Star Wars 1313, Duke Nukem Forever. Yeah. Remember that one? That was a tech demo for a long time. Mm-hmm. Tech demos don't mean anything. Well, so until you actually see we are developing it, here's a release date. and you actually have gameplay footage with some, especially with this one. I know the other ones are just kind of tech demos, but for having how long it's been in development, I'm not holding my breath.
And you would be right. I mean, if you follow the series since the first game, this is not the first trailer for that game either. This is actually the second trailer for that game, and they released it and then never talked about it again until this year.
Oh yeah. So, and what does it show? A tech demo of a monkey who swears.
I mean, I have no problem with the monkey who swears. It was kind of funny.
Yeah, I'm not holding my breath for it.
Same here. Let's go ahead. We're gonna go down to, let's say, do fighters. There are two big fighting game announcements.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Let's come back to those ones.
All right.
Call of Duty World War II. I'm actually kind of happy that that they stopped the Modern Warfare series and are actually going back to World War II. I do wish that they would do other wars, like maybe do a Korean War based one. That'd be cool.
That'd be pretty cool.
But I preferred my Call of Duties when they were World War II shooters.
How to put this? You remember the late 90s and early 2000s? We had a saturation of World War II shooters.
We did.
And I understand it's been like 10, nearly 20 years, depending on what game you want to use as a reference, but I'm still burnt out on World War II first-person shooters.
Oh, see, I'm far more burnt out on modern-day shooters.
Fair enough. And, like, I will openly admit, I'm not a Call of Duty fan. I'm not really a people person when it comes to video games. So I do a lot of single-player stuff. Most of my games are single-player.
Well, that's the thing, is the World War II Call of Duties had good single-player campaigns. It wasn't until they got to the Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 3, Modern Warfare 5, Black Ops 7, where it was like, oh, the single-player campaign was on the back burner for multiplayer. And it's like, no, like, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 3, Modern Warfare had a great single-player campaign. And speaking of shooters, you know what was a great breath of fresh air? Battlefield 1. Like, not a lot of people do World War 1. I like World War 1. We need more other wars.
Yeah. And I mean, you're right. Because they haven't touched, for whatever reason, I guess just because it wasn't nearly as effed up as World War II. World War 1 doesn't get touched much. And,
no, World War 1, like, on the battlefield was way more fucked up than World War 2.
Yeah. And
it just, the Nazi stuff was fucked up. And Nazis make good symbolism.
Everybody hates Nazis. I mean, come on now. It's like no one's gonna have problems with killing a Nazi in a video game.
I don't know. Maybe today they might. Yeah.
But
I fully condone the punching of Nazis.
That makes two of us. It looks okay. I don't know how they're gonna do it.
I mean, yeah, it looks okay. I'm just saying, like, for a Call of Duty game, I'm just saying I'm glad that they're done with the Modern Warfare stuff.
I mean, I am too, and they even tried doing like Advanced Warfare, some of the stuff in the future. I didn't really get into that, but when I was talking to friends, like, fans of the franchise, they were saying it was too much like Halo. You know?
Yeah.
That's a common complaint I would hear whenever I would talk to my Call of Duty friends.
That's fair.
I just don't care for Call of Duty personally, but I'm not gonna. If other people play it, that's fine. Do you want to go ahead and move on to the fighter games?
Yeah. So let's do with the lesser one first. Okay. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
The popularity of the first game made them make a new one, and now it seems like they're just finding reasons to keep re-releasing what is essentially the same game.
You got to release this game every couple of years. It's a solid fighter. The Marvel vs. Capcom games are pretty solid and amazingly fun. And like most fighting games, you re-release the same game every so many years with like a changed roster or maybe a feature here and there, but you just keep the base game together. But I love fighters. May not be the best at them, but I enjoy them.
I'm kind of with you, but I would say that I'm kind of like my favorite fighter was actually the Soul Calibur series,
Soul Calibur's all right.
with the
I prefer
exception of
Tekken. Tekken
yeah,
is my favorite.
yeah, I like Tekken too. No, I like
I
Tekken as well.
I my what I like about Tekken is I have a tendency in fighters that if there's a dedicated block button, I will never use it. And Tekken doesn't have a dedicated block button; you hold back. But like games like Soul Calibur, Mortal Kombat, where you have a dedicated block button, I won't use it.
Same here.
I will never press that button.
I'm too aggressive in those games to use a block button. I'm not saying
But
that.
I'll
Go ahead.
no, I'm saying but I'll damn well hold back the whole time. I just won't hold the block button.
Yeah. It's just honestly Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite looked okay.
Yeah.
Nothing fantastic. I will say though, because the next one we're gonna talk about here in a second is Dragon Ball Z Fighter.
Holy shit! I'm excited for that one.
It seems like they're doing a switch on their
It
graphics. And I say this because up
it's from the
until
guys who did Guilty Gear.
yeah, and it looks decent. I was just saying like it's a switch in graphics because normally the Dragon Ball Z games are in their 3D. Like
Yeah, and I'm glad that they made it cel shaded. It looks like the anime.
yeah,
And being from Guilty Gear, if you don't know, Guilty Gear is super fast paced, super like frantic fighters. And when you have that in here and it looks like you can jump into like your super moves like that, just snap. You're doing your super move. It's not like a fancy cutscene. It's not a it's not a fancy cutscene. It's not like a button mashing tournament. It's you block it or you dodge it, you're done, and
yeah.
it looks like just goes straight into it. And it looks like you're gonna actually get fights from like the show.
Yeah, and maybe they'll initiate some of Dragon Ball Super on that as well. I think I saw.
Yeah, there was Golden Frieza. Yeah, I saw Golden Frieza too.
So that'll be interesting. And honestly, I would say we're in need of a good fighting game lately. I mean, there haven't really been any lately.
Well, Street Fighter 5.
No, well, okay, yeah.
Tekken 7 is actually apparently really good.
That just came out recently.
Yeah, that just came out.
Try that.
Let's see what else was surprisingly good. Let me think here. Street Fighter, Tekken. Injustice. Injustice was really good. There've been good fighters as of late.
Actually, I forgot about Injustice. I take that back. Injustice was a good fighting series.
Actually, fighters are probably the number one reason why I'm thinking about getting a newer console.
I mean, some of the stuff you can get on Steam, like Tekken
I need to
7.
get a fight stick.
Oh yeah.
I need a fight stick. I am legit garbage using a controller for fighting games. I need a stick. So yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to Dragon Ball Z Fighter. It looks super cool. It looks frantic and fast paced. It looks like you'll actually be able to like do fights like you have in the show. So yeah, no, that's what I'm excited for.
Let's go ahead and move on to another game on the list there. Vampire. And
oh yeah, that one looks interesting.
There's a part of me that hates the way they're spelling it.
Oh, it's the old world vampire. Like that's actually the like first spelling.
I know. It's just it bothered me for some reason, but it looked okay. The only reason why I say okay in this case is because it was based more or less a music video where they showed some aspects of the game.
Yeah. And it looks slower paced with like a mystery going on. You're investigating stuff, you're fighting things. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah. So, I'm going to reserve my opinion on this one until we get maybe like a gameplay demo. Because I like the concept of playing a vampire in a game, but we don't know what's happening in this case. You could end up being a vampire hunter. I mean, it doesn't seem like it, but who knows?
Well, it looks like you're playing a vampire who has to deal with other vampires. Like, it looks like you either have, from what I've seen on the trailer, you either want a vampire for very long, or you're hunting other vampires. Because they make a point that you're not with the vampires if you watch the trailer.
I'll never
that you're
watch that.
Yeah.
We'll go ahead and move on to a game I would imagine that you might be particularly excited about. Call of Cthulhu.
Oh
This
man,
game.
even if it's not a sequel to Dark Corners of the Earth, I'm super excited for another Call of Cthulhu game. It looks like your standard run of the mill mystery happening, survival horror kind of thing, which is great. I hope they bring in the other parts of the mythos. Dagon and Hydra, Father Dagon, Mother Hydra, King in Yellow, Azathoth, Yog-Sothoth, Ia.
I have a feeling that they might just be sticking with Cthulhu. I mean, if
Well,
I'm wrong,
in
I'm
Dark
wrong.
Corners of the Earth, Cthulhu wasn't in Dark Corners of the Earth.
Right.
And that's the one most people know is Call of Cthulhu Dark Corners of the Earth. That game was hard too. It was good, but it was hard.
It looks like it's going to be, like you said, a survivor horror in the vein of, say, Outlast, if you're familiar with the series. But
yeah, and that actually fits something for the Cthulhu mythos pretty well.
So this will be an interesting game. It also, for some reason, remind me of Alone in the Dark.
Actually, Alone in the Dark is based off of the Cthulhu mythos.
Oh, okay.
Off the Lovecraftian mythos. So there's a reason why it reminds you of Alone in the Dark, is because Alone in the Dark is based off the mythos.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. It'll be interesting. I wonder if they're going to do like the Resident Evil, the latest one, where they're going to have like the VR setup and everything, you know what I'm talking about?
Maybe. I hope not. I'm not. Not everything. It's just like 3D. Not everything needs to have VR.
I'm going to agree with you on that, and I'm also going to agree with you on that because on the next list, I'm just going to group these two together: Fallout 4 and Skyrim VR.
Yeah, I don't want those.
No,
I'm not interested.
Yeah, I'm same here. I will say this: it is good for the VR community because it's the first major publication to release a game within their I don't want to call it console, but within their peripherals. But I would prefer that they make a new Elder Scrolls or Fallout 4 than make a VR version.
Yeah, I'd rather have Fallout 5 or Fallout 4.5, the New Vegas, or do the New Vegas equivalent of Fallout 4. Do the one that's on the West Coast for us. Like, I don't know, Fallout, put it up
Oregon.
in put it down in Arizona or something.
Ooh, or Colorado. Because they talk about Denver a lot in Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah, talk about the other areas, have it swap back and forth each time. But yeah, I don't need another VR. I know some people like VR, and there's some VR games that are kind of fun, but like 3D, you don't need to VR everything.
Yeah, and I have a complaint about Elder Scrolls here after this part of it, but look, guys, we don't
save that for our FU portion.
Okay. Now
we'll let you have that one today.
All right.
Because my FU is just going to be towards the sun and heat.
Summer's here.
Fuck you, Summer. I hate you.
But look, we don't need VR.
We don't need it.
We don't need the VR games.
No, we don't.
Bethesda, if you were going to do something, make a game based off of Fallout Tactics, but make that a VR game instead of it being Tactics. Though it's your first person shooter like Fallout has been for the last couple of years. Do something like that. We don't need that. Let's go ahead. I want to go ahead and also lump these two games together because it's the same franchise. It's Metroid Prime 4, and they're doing
for the Switch.
Yeah, it'll be for the Nintendo Switch. I know we haven't covered much of Nintendo, but
I like Nintendo. I have a 3DS. I love my 3DS. And then you got Metroid Samus Returns, which
Yep.
is a remake for Metroid 2
Yeah.
for the 3DS, which would be fun. Like, as again, I said, I love my 3DS. Metroid games are always welcome. They are more often than not a blast to play.
Yeah. It's nice to see that they didn't leave the franchise after the last Metroid game.
Oh,
Other M, I think it was what it was.
the one done by Team Ninja where they turned Samus into a joke.
Yeah, well, it's, she could only use her abilities whenever her boyfriend told her to, because that's how that works. That's the world, I guess.
Oh, Senpai, can I use my missiles? Notice me, Senpai! Notice me!
Yeah.
Damn it, that's not Samus. Go away, Team Ninja.
I like the idea of them trying to explore more on Samus the person. I'm cool with that. But the way they did it was the badass space bounty hunter had to have permission to do what is already second nature to her, more or less, and it was like the dumbest idea.
Yeah, no, it was bad. It was not good. Like, I played a little bit of it. It was fun to play, but story-wise, it was just bad.
Yeah.
There's a Pokemon game coming out to the Switch, which a mainline Pokemon game, so it's not like a weird remake one like Coliseum and whatnot. It's an actual like Pokemon game, and that should be fun. Might actually get me to buy a Switch, because I've been rocking Sun and Moon for the past while. I need to actually get back on that and finish it.
Same here.
Breath of the Wild is getting 2 DLCs. So if you're playing Breath of the Wild, you got that look forward to. Super Mario Odyssey. That one looks fun.
Yeah. And I'd say the only weirdest part to me for that was that apparently Mario can possess people.
His hat can possess people.
Yeah. So he can,
which I think that could be fun.
Hear me out here. What if Mario isn't the person, but Mario is the hat?
Oh.
Or if that hat's just controlling a body?
Huh. Well, I mean, it would answer why you become so much weaker when you lose your hat in Mario 64.
Yeah.
It looks fun. Looks like looks like you can control basically everything in there. So that'd be cool. Like, you can play as a fucking T-Rex.
That looked awesome.
Yeah.
I was gonna say go ahead with your thought. Go ahead with your thought. Mine's a bit derailing.
Oh no, I just think that's just fucking amazing, and I would just play just for that.
I was like, oh look, I'm just gonna rampage this village. Don't mind me. I had to say the only part that like really confuses me about this is that Mario is this like squashed down cartoon looking character, But whenever he's walking through that city, there's
like normal sized people.
Yeah, normally proportioned sized people. Like, what happened to Mario, or what happened to these people? Why does?
Well, he's not human. He's like I think what was it, Homo Mushroom Kingdomus or something like that. But he's not human.
It was just something I thought was weird. He's disproportional to like the rest of the world, so I laughed at that whenever I saw that.
Unless the people in that city are just disproportionately big.
Yeah. And yeah. Let's see.
Kind of.
Well, like you said, they did announce Destiny 2. I'm not overly familiar with the series.
Yeah, I was about to say that one.
Yeah.
I have friends who play it, who wanted me to get into it. I played a little bit of it. It wasn't for me. I had some fun with the deathmatch because it played a lot like the old Halo games.
Yeah.
With the jetpack, but apart from that, I wasn't like super into it. But I have friends who are super into it. I'm just kind of like, it's for me. Let's see, what next?
Far Cry
Mario
5.
and Rabbids.
Mario
Far Cry 5? Yeah. Mario Rabbids. People are like, oh, the Rabbids games are terrible. It's literally XCOM for kids.
Yeah.
I can get behind that.
Yeah. I don't own a kid, but that's the type of game I would get them. It's just...
Like, I would have fun playing that.
Yeah.
XCOM was fun, and, I like Mario stuff, and it looks like XCOM for babies.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with playing games for babies.
No. And honestly, if after so many years they decided to, hey, we're gonna do bring back the sky or what's the name of it, Spyro. If they were to bring back Spyro after all these years, I might pick up the game.
Yep. So you're gonna say Far Cry 5?
Far Cry 5, yes, it looks good.
Yeah, that one
so far.
Yeah, I like. It looks like it's taking place in near modern time with a crazy cult and like. Which, if you live in one of those areas, you know those cults aren't so crazy because they are actually kind of true.
Mm-hmm.
It's not too far of a stretch, and it hits scarily close to home.
Yeah, and it looks fun. I'm not gonna lie to you. I will say that I hope they do some game innovation because I've played the last 3.
Primal was fun. I liked Primal. But yeah, they've all been pretty much the same game.
Yeah, and that's the problem I'm running into. I like Primal, but the problem I came with Primal is that in a matter of days, I'd already defeated one of the 2 world bosses.
Yeah.
Well, you think about it. I was like, I've already done this. What? Yeah, it ruined it for me, basically, when I beat it quickly.
Yeah, no, I understand.
So...
going down the list... Just kind of picking the last things. Original Age of Empire is coming back for PC. Age of Empire is a fun game. I've never checked. We double checked to see if it's a remake or if it's a just re-releasing.
It's probably going to be a remake because they already did an HD remake. So
it might be the H. Well, they did an HD remake of Age of Empires 2.
Yeah, well, true, yeah.
So they're going to be doing an HD remake of Age of Empires, which would be fun. That game was fun.
Yeah. Probably
Age of Empires is one of the best RTSs.
It's in my like top 5 RTS. If you're gonna play an RTS, it's usually like that one and Warcraft, the original Warcraft, not like World of Warcraft.
Yeah,
Warcraft is on that list.
That one was Forza. I've actually saw some stuff for Forza Motorsports not too long ago, and the thing that shocked me of like holy shit was there's hydroplaning in the game.
Oh shit!
Yeah, they put hydroplaning physics in there. So you're driving super fast, you hit a puddle, and you can hydroplane over it.
Huh.
Right?
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, like, that's the one thing that stood out for me from the stuff for Forza. Forza 7 was the hydroplaning physics. Like, that's some crazy, like, physics for a racing game.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good thing. Forza has always been known for its, like, accuracy. Both in, how to drive and how the cars are set up and everything.
It's like Gran Turismo, but with damage.
So I'm looking forward to that. That one is, by the way, is going to come out for Xbox One, Xbox One X, which I'll get to here
Xbox, Xbox, PS. Yeah. Is it going to come out for the PS4? I know it's coming out for PC.
I think it's just going to be PC and
Microsoft owned thing. Oh, because I think Microsoft owns Forza.
Yeah.
So.
There's also the Xbox One X. It's going to be coming out.
Oh yeah, that's right. They announced the Xbox.
Yeah, it's
the Xbox One X, 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 Xbox One X. Sorry, I got caught up in an infinite Xbox One X loop.
It was formerly known as Project Scorpio. For anyone who's familiar with last year's E3 announcements, it's going to range about $499, and it's more or less just a more powerful Xbox One.
It's like the PS4 Pro.
Yeah. And,
Yeah, I mean, if you have the money and you already don't have an Xbox One, when that comes out, you can either get an Xbox One for cheaper, or you can get that one.
A thing I saw on there that said that Xbox One X, abbreviated, goes back to Xbox.
Yeah. I saw that. That was interesting.
Yeah.
Xbox One X will be backwards compatible with the Xbox One family. Forza 7 again. Crackdown 3. Crackdown was a fun game. That might be fun.
I'm looking forward to that one, actually. The first game was, when it came out, was a fun game. The second one game, not as much. But the Crackdown, fun game to play. So, and plus it's been many years since the release of the second game. We
Yeah.
might get a new, better Crackdown
Let's
series.
see. Yeah, Crackdown is fun if you ever played them. I'm excited for those. Going down to the EA announcements. We
Sports.
got FIFA. Well, mostly sports. FIFA 18, and if you're on soccer, Madden 18, which will have the first ever playable story mode. I sure hope that it lets you
Ooh.
lets you deal with the struggle of concussions. Please let me
Right.
deal with the struggle of concussions.
Your 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 Derek Carr has opened fired at a party because of a concussion that makes him violent.
Yeah, no, I want like it to deal with like the dark stuff and like, oh, he murdered his wife. Do you choose to hide it or do you choose to announce it and release him from the team? He's your best player.
You will not go further without him. Do you sacrifice your
Like,
season, or do you?
I don't know how they're gonna do a playable story mode on a Madden game, but I'm willing to play it to try out. Like I haven't played a Madden game in forever. I'm willing to play it just to fiddle with the story mode, just because it's like I want to know.
Another game on this list is Star Wars Battlefront 2. Not the
Oh
last,
yeah,
it's the dice game.
yeah. And the first Battlefront had a slow start, didn't have a lot going for it, but eventually became fun.
Yeah.
What I'm hoping for this one is better space combat, like starship to starship combat, and it looks like it's going to be during the prequel stuff.
Yeah, because like they've even shown scenes from like the Battle of Naboo and whatnot. I'm hoping that Dice puts more time into this game though, because for anyone who played the last one, I was just hearing complaints about unfinished bugs. The game is like what 2-3 years old now, and people are still complaining about the bugs.
Yeah, that's a shame, and hopefully they get those fixed. A new Needs for Speed, which looks very much like you're playing a Fast and the Furious game.
So that'll be interesting.
Yeah, and those movies are fun.
And that's more or less it, for E3. If we miss
I
something,
don't see much else. There was a lot to go on with E3, way more than we could probably cover, because like it's like a week-long thing where there's something every day, multiple things every day, every hour. Like even if you go there, you're not gonna be able to hit everything.
Oh yeah. So we may have missed something. Like I forgot to mention that they're making Doom VR. Probably the only
Doom, Wolfenstein.
Pretty much the only games in VR I'd play, honestly, because you're meant to shoot things and be scared of the demons that are coming out of you. That's kind of the point. But that's more or less for E3. I have my rant if you want.
Give me a moment. Let's So yeah, E3 just finished. We're gonna have Comic-Con next, and we'll probably get some comic and movie-based stuff with that one that we'll probably spend some while talking on. And that's coming up at the end of next month.
Yeah, San Diego Comic-Con is gonna happen at the latter half of July.
Oh, and the other one that I will be at Retro Gaming Expo in October. So there's that. But yeah, let's hear your rant.
Okay. I normally don't do this kind of thing. I don't really complain, but this goes back to when we were talking about Bethesda releasing Skyrim. Now, for those of you who are not keeping track, Skyrim is nearly 5 years old, which for most games would mean that the game is dead. Nobody's playing it. Not entirely true. There's still a lot of people playing this game, though.
Well, they released Skyrim like HD Legendary version.
Yeah. The problem I'm running into is that they're re-releasing it again instead of just giving us a new one. This time for the Switch.
Yeah.
Maybe it's I'm not hardcore Nintendo fan. I just like some of their stuff.
Oh, I love Nintendo.
Yeah.
I love Nintendo, but I also hold Nintendo to a different category than other consoles. And Nintendo already has a Skyrim game. It's called Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Yeah. Yeah. And the other problem I ran into is that they said, if you get the Link amiibo, you get armor and shield and clothes like Link. I'm like, we already had that. Anybody who looked
Yeah,
like halfway interested in the modding community, we've had that for years now. I don't. That's not a selling point. I own the game. I own the original game. I own the special edition, which is the HD remake they did. If I wanted to, I can get it from my PS4. They've released the game so many times. What's the point? They had it on the Wii U. Stop remaking this game. Stop it.
that can go for any game. Like after a while, stop remaking it. Just
Yes.
give us a new version. And if you want, Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts is a big one with this one. Stop making remakes. We don't need Kingdom Hearts HD Remix Volume 3.5
Dream
before.
Drop by Sleep
Dream-
Remix Fire.
Yeah, just bring out Kingdom Hearts 3.
3. Bring us the next Elder Scroll game. Bring us the next
Elder
Fallout
Scrolls
game.
6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hit.
Um.
Hell, they have
Yeah,
an
no,
entire
it's-
continent we haven't gone to yet in the Elder Scrolls series. Seriously, there's other continents besides that one.
But like you're saying, with Nintendo, Nintendo is very much a thing where like I don't even see them as competing with the other consoles because they're really not. They're their own thing,
But they're trying to now, and that's the problem.
and they shouldn't.
It's like Nintendo maybe should have asked for something a bit more specific for the Switch. I'm sorry, but the Joy-Con moving is not going to be a selling point for me. It's not. I was never a get up and go player. I mean, I had the Xbox Connect and I used it 4 times. It's not going to happen.
I learned how to play the Wii on the couch.
Yeah. I have a Wii U and I've used it all of 4 times. There's a pattern there, by the way. I have a few of the games and I barely use it.
I love Nintendo games personally. Like I love playing Mario games and stuff like that. But I don't want a Nintendo. I don't buy the Nintendo to play the brand new AAA title. I buy a Nintendo so I can play good platformers.
Well, the thing is, I don't mind if they go with the AAA sort of, how to put it. They should see if they can get some of these third-party developers like Bethesda or EA to contribute games specifically for their use. I say this because I pretty much have only been using my 2DS, my Nintendo 2DS.
Oh, I have a 3D. I have a new Nintendo new 3DS,
Yeah.
and I have a ton of games on the Virtual Console for that. Like it's a blast.
But my 2DS more or less has just been like $100 Pokemon machine.
Well, that's what I bought mine originally for.
It's not cost effective for me. For some people it's not a big
fair.
deal, but for me, I'm kind of cheap. I can't.
Fair. That's fair.
And then I got the Wii U, and I only have 2 games for it. One is Mario, the new Wii U Mario,
Yeah.
and Legend of Zelda: Skyward Sword.
Those aren't bad choices.
Yeah. But it was essentially means that I bought a Wii U to be a Zelda machine.
Well, that's what most people do.
Yeah. And this I feel like I'm wasting personally, I feel like I'm wasting my money. Some people may not see that well, that's fine. Some people you're Mario, you like Mario. That's great.
I love solid platformers.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just when I buy a console, handheld or not, I want it for more use than just one specific game. I got my 2DS. I have Pokemon games, and I'm still just wondering why did I pay $100 for a Pokemon machine? Seems like a bad purchase. That's just me, though.
Yeah, no, I understand. So, say the thing.
Fuck you, fight me.
Yep. No, I totally agree that after a while, it's like stop remaking the game and put out a new one.
Yeah, and it's okay to do remakes when the game has aged a bit. So let's say you had waited till Bethesda has waited till 2022, and they could have done their special edition for Skyrim. That's fine. Or they could have done a HD remake, or I don't know, make some more DLC. If you give the game enough time, it's okay to do remakes, but don't keep re-releasing that game.
Yeah, no, it's bring out the new one.
There is one
Go
thing. because my rant's over. There was one bit of news that we did forget to mention, is that Atari has announced that they will be making a new console.
So this isn't the Atari that you knew from your childhood. Atari split when it originally went bankrupt. There was an Atari that went entirely, whatchamacallit?
They went just into development for games. They stopped doing console together. Which the Atari games actually led towards a drop in the Atari systems led a drop in the gaming industry in the mid '80s. If it wasn't for Nintendo, we may not have what we have now. That's a story for another day, though.
And I feel that this console isn't going to be very popular. I don't expect it to do very well. Nice try, Atari, but yeah, I have some other news as well that I wanted to talk about.
Go for it.
And it goes back with your rant and the modding stuff. Take-Two is sending cease and desist letters to modding people. Take-Two and Rockstar are the guys who did GTA.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, it's fucking people over because it's like, well, not everyone wants to play GTA Online, and you guys failed to deliver on us any single-player DLC for GTA 5.
Yeah.
You've just been putting all of your stuff into GTA Online, and now you're suing people who are modding it? Really?
I'm with you on that. Go ahead.
I liked GTA 5. I liked the idea of GTA Online. My problem is when I started playing it, it just wasn't fun. There's a ton of griefers, which I get it. It's a GTA game. But when I actually started doing missions, I did a mission where nobody got out of their car. They just sat in their cars and shot people with machine guns on their cars. It's like, guys, jump out of your car and shoot people with guns. Let's have fun.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not going to have fun. You're just going to sit in your car. All right. I guess. It's kind of boring.
I'm the same as you on this one. Look, Rockstar Games, you guys failed in releasing a single-player DLC. We got nothing. The game is solid.
Yeah.
Did you play the single-player campaign for Grand Theft Auto 5?
Oh, yeah. I beat it.
Oh, yeah. It's a good game. It's
fun. It's a load of fun.
It was like the first GTA game I've ever played where it's like, this is a pretty good storyline.
Oh, yeah.
And so single player was great. And, I've heard good things about the multiplayer as long as you're okay with, like, griefers.
Yeah, like, the multiplayer started off as fun, but now if you go in there, if you haven't played it, it's just a bunch of people in high-level stuff just not having fun anymore.
I really just want to do heists, honestly. The heist was, like, the most awesome part of the game, doing those heists.
Those were fun.
And we got nothing. And whenever people started modding, so people had a chance, they're going around stopping them.
Yep. So, hopefully we'll get something with Red Dead when Red Dead 2 comes out.
They pushed it back to 2018. I'm not cool with that. I'm looking forward to the game.
Well, I'd rather have a game pushed back a little bit than send out an unfinished version.
This is true.
Just don't push it back too far.
Yeah.
There is a point of pushing it back too far. But if you have to push it back a couple months or a year, you're good. But if you have to push it back like 10 years, no, that's not good.
Let's not have a recreation of No Man's Sky, shall we?
Yeah, please don't.
Yeah. Did you hear that game? Whenever they had to push it back for like 2 months, they were receiving death threats.
Yeah, I've heard.
That's ridiculous. 2 months. Okay.
Yep.
Do you have anything you want to bring up?
Not too much. Just that it's fucking hot. We'll hopefully back onto a better schedule next time. Would like some feedback from the people who are listening. What do you guys want us to talk about? Things like that. What interests do you guys have? I know we don't have a lot of listeners right now, but hopefully we'll get soon. And please share this podcast with your friends. We want to get some other people listening to us.
Yeah, and of course, if you're listening to us and you want to try and stay up to date, I swear I'm going to use our social medias more.
I'm about to say something about that. Because part of the reasons why I without having any sort of logo and stuff, it's annoying to use the social media stuff because I feel like I don't want to use it without the images.
Hmm.
But I've got an idea that I'm working with that I think I will announce next time after I've worked out some kinks to see if I can get this to work. I got to double check with someone on something else, but if that's not the case, I might end up doing this way just so we can get that. But like, yeah, we are going to try to do more social media, but for now, it's just very bland.
Yeah, but there's good news. You can find us on Facebook. It's facebook.com/Geekus Speakus, or you can find us on Twitter at Geekus Speakus. So I swear to you, we're gonna get better at that. And of course, when we get better at that, we'll keep you updated on what's happening.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, we are on those. We'll try to update those more often. You can always listen to us. I think we're on SoundCloud still, and we're trying to get other options available.
Yeah. Did you want to mention the Loot Crate?
Oh yes, I totally forgot. On my shameless selling out corner, totally got to sell out all the whole time. Gotta shill. So I got my Mod Smooth crate this time. Totally almost forgot. Thanks for reminding me. Got to shill. Maybe one day they'll actually pay me or give me free stuff.
Hey.
Got my loot crate. Hey, loot crate.
I mean,
Anybody?
yeah.
I'll gladly shill for anyone.
I would shill out just for a Loot Crate at this point. Hey, send us a Loot Crate every month.
So I got my loot crate for June. It is Ultra Ego. This one was a little lacking. It wasn't the best one I had. So it came with this green cereal bowl with like Hulk thumbs in it. So it's like a Hulk cereal bowl. And that was kind of nifty. It's just a little cereal bowl, whatever. I can eat cereal out of it. It came with a shirt like always. This one is Optimus Prime transforming from truck to robot, and that's cool. Transformers fan here. Came with a Q-Fig of Spider-Man hanging down from a light post. I like Q-Figs. I actually prefer them over the vinyl pops. They're other vinyl figures, and they're kind of like chibified, but they're not. But they're actually like in usually like action scenes and stuff, and they just aren't as kind of lame as the vinyl pops. I'm sorry if you like them, but vinyl pops are kind of lame.
Yeah,
and like I can actually take a picture, and we could throw those up onto our Facebook if you want. Of my various Q-Figs. I already moved stuff on this time, but I think next time I get my loot crate, I'll take pictures of everything, and we can put them up on social media.
Okay. And to my sister-in-law who might be listening, don't listen to that. Funko Pops are great. And I'm not just saying that because I got that for you as a gift. Go
on. What else did it come with? The Spider-Man, the bowl, the T-shirt. Oh, a book of mini posters of the New 52. Cover art. And those were kind of cool.
Oh, cool.
And then the box turned into a papercraft Optimus Prime. It's actually pretty cool.
And of course, like you said, we're gonna see if we can get those posted onto the our like Facebook page. You can go and check it out then. Do you have anything else you want to throw out there?
Stay cool in this hot weather, guys.
Yeah. I know today's been a longer episode than we normally have, but, thanks for sticking with us this far, and I hope you have a good night.
Yeah, no, everyone have a good night, have a good week, enjoy the summer, stay cool.
Thank you, everyone, for listening to this week's episode. If you like our show, you can stay updated on our social media accounts. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Geekus Speakus, or you can find us on Twitter at Geekus Speakus. And now we have a Tumblr. Our Tumblr page is geekusspeakus.tumblr.com, or however else you're gonna find us. Feel free to contact us and give us your opinion or any suggestions. We do appreciate them. And I would like to thank the Spinwires for the song Girls Like You. You can find them on Bandcamp for their newest album, and we'd like to thank you for listening, and thank you for talking with your friends, letting anybody know. We don't pay for sponsorship, so we do appreciate when people put us out there. Anyway, thank you for listening.